I'll get real pale, like I'm going to pass out. The pains are that bad.
40 million Americans have some form of digestive disease.
You don't have a life, the disease is running your life.
You're looking at 8 million hospitalizations every year.
They were describing radical surgery.
It was the scariest moment in our lives.
If we didn't have quality research, we wouldn't have the treatments.
The NIH approach to funding has always left some very significant gaps.
And many of young people with good ideas fall between the cracks.
And so right now we're sort of losing a whole generation of gastroenterology researchers and investigators.
So most of the questions that I'm looking at actually have impact in a day-to-day GI practice.
Because we're targeting high-priority gastroenterology diseases that affect millions of people in this country.
I just felt devastated that my life was being controlled by my stomach.
These younger researchers really are the future of gastroenterology research.
The foundation has an outstanding record in identifying winners.
We have to ensure that the next generation of young investigators can come forth.
You yourself become a part of the future of medicine.
For donors, I think they do see themselves as partners in this enterprise.
Medicine sits on a precipice, elevated by the wisdom of all research that has come before, buoyed by a vast potential for healing, yet endangered, at the mercy of federal budgets and these uncertain economic times. In gastroenterology, we find ourselves on the brink of astounding breakthroughs. But sadly, our advances in understanding, fighting, even curing digestive diseases are also held captive to a sometimes fickle national commitment. And so we turn to you, the interested individual, physician, industry partner. It's not an overstatement to say that the future of advancement in gastroenterology rests with you.
Today, as the pace of medical discovery intensifies, the potential for breakthroughs in clinical applications for gastroenterology multiplies as well. New understanding, patient relief, even cures, bottled up potential just waiting to be unleashed. The field of gastroenterology cannot afford to wait for additional funding.
There are a number of basic discoveries that are just waiting to be translated into applications relevant to gastrointestinal diseases.
The indirect effect is the inability to develop the cadre of young investigators who are necessary.
The cause? A lack of funding for junior faculty researching GI diseases. One major source, the NIH, has traditionally funded only 20 to 30% of deserving scientific proposals from young GI investigators. But even this modest amount of support is expected to decline in coming years. The result? Researchers required to take on more revenue-generating clinical responsibilities, spending less time on research.
If you're spending all your time taking care of patients, it's just difficult to conduct the research at the same time.
You're looking at people who were planning and devoting their lives to the study of gastrointestinal diseases and not able to get their projects off the ground.
This really becomes a discouragement. So one of the major goals that we in the GI community are trying to address is how do we keep young investigators funded?
Foundation money is one of the only sources to turn to support innovative early-stage research.
Since 1991, AGA-supported foundations have provided critical funding. Over $30 million has been raised. More than 500 research grants were awarded, providing a critical boost to young investigators with new ideas.
Yeah, the track record is just unbelievable for success amongst the FDHN recipients.
Once established, these researchers have successfully won NIH and other grants to continue their important lines of investigation. In fact, studies have shown an 8-to-1 return on foundation investment, funds that otherwise might not have gone to the study of digestive diseases. Anil Rustgi, now Chief of Gastroenterology at the University of Pennsylvania, received foundation awards funded by 2 donors. The grants, he says, served as a catalyst for future funding and greater research.
Both of the awards allowed me to pursue substantive research directions that really served as a basis for future NIH grant funding.
When I woke up in the morning and I didn't hurt at all, I had no pain anywhere. I mean, wow.
Timothy Wong of the University of Massachusetts is also now Chief of Gastroenterology.
So I really think
As a junior faculty member, he received an Endowed Foundation Award for stomach cancer research. Since 1990, the award has supported 12 investigators and literally created the field of gastric cancer research.
And that led me to focus more of my attention on gastric cancer as a problem, eventually turning that grant after several years into an application to the NIH for a grant that was funded.
My life is completely different. I'm feeling so much better. I feel cured. I feel well.
A critical goal of the foundation is funding our emerging investigators. Another is public education on the prevention, early detection, and treatment of GI disorders.
Now, the incredible story behind a stunning medical discovery.
Lifetime ulcer treatment costing thousands of dollars could become a thing of the past.
Since 1994, the digestive health initiatives of AGA-supported foundations have consistently made national headlines.
Up next on tonight's CBS Evening News, ulcer treatment. There may be something new, better, and a whole lot cheaper.
Year after year, the foundation ensures that gastroenterology news stays on the front page.
Colon cancer kills tens of thousands of men and women every year, but doctors are launching a major campaign to let everyone know it simply does not have to be that way.
Doctors say you could have hepatitis and not even know it until after it's done damage to your liver. That's why a new national hepatitis awareness campaign is now underway.
The success of the digestive health initiatives has been staggering. Public service announcements on ulcers, colon cancer, and hepatitis registered more than 800 million audience impressions.
Research has found the real cause of most ulcers.
And 900,000 patient and physician ed pieces were distributed to hundreds of thousands of healthcare providers and more than 5,000 managed care organizations. All in an ongoing, robust effort to provide better care for patients, champion the next generation of researchers and clinicians, and ensure that the practice of gastroenterology in America continues to be the envy of the medical world.
And that's the initiative. Can we give something back to our own profession to allow another generation to come forth and grow and enjoy the fruits of our field just as we have?
Over the past 10 years, AGA foundations have raised more than $30 million. More than 500 research grants have been awarded. Digestive Health Initiative programs focus the nation's attention on GI diseases. Public service announcements and news reports publicized our issues to hundreds of millions of Americans. We've come so far, yet there's more potential in today's gastroenterology than at any time in our history. The best hope for our patients lies in new discoveries. Now it's your turn to make a difference. Become an integral part of the exciting future of gastroenterology. Contribute to the Foundation for Digestive Health and Nutrition. Thank you.
Continue writing checks, and we appreciate the funding.